Welcome to greencardguys.tv. You need to know this. Do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon.
What's going on? How y'all doing? Welcome in. My name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States to help you guys secure legal status. All right, because the government, quite frankly, does not care about you or me. Here at Green Card Guys, we give a shit about your legal status. So let's go. If you have a question about immigration, this is the channel. What I do here is I share insights. I point you in the right direction. Maybe my team can email you reply to your email with some resources, some links. There's no obligation to hire. If you're peeking in on TikTok, just tap right in, okay? Just join. All right, don't be shy. There's many people are shy and don't want to ask a question yet, and that's okay. All right. Eventually, maybe you might have a question. You're always welcome to ask later on. But for now, if you just want to listen in, if you're new here, I do have a little lesson here of at least six scenarios that you need to contact immigration lawyer. Some of you don't know when to call one, right? Okay, the more obvious one right now situation is if you get arrested, detained suddenly, randomly, okay? But there are other scenarios where you need to contact immigration attorney. So I'll go through them one by one, and then in between them, I'll definitely answer your questions. So if you can go ahead and tap the screen. Here on TikTok, you can tap the screen. We're also live on YouTube and Facebook, but on TikTok, you don't have to send me any gifts. I appreciate that, but I know that costs you money. And tapping the screen and sharing the live is free. How about that? That's all I need. I appreciate that. Okay, so once we get to 500 taps and hearts on TikTok, then we can definitely start answering your questions. In the meantime, okay? In the meantime, I'll share the 6 scenarios. Let's get started with RFE, request for evidence. You might think like, oh, I can go down a list of what they share with me. Like, let's say there's a marriage case, okay? It could be any case, but let's say marriage case is the most common, of course, we get asked about here. And the list they provide, if the issue is about lack of bona fide evidence of your marriage, by the way, marriage certificate alone is not enough. Okay, anyone can get married. That's the easy part. You just pay like $82 to the county. Okay. If they send that to you, USCIS will send you a standard copy and paste request for evidence if it's about lack of marriage evidence. And then one of the first options they give you on their own checklist is a birth certificate of any children that you may have together. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Of course you would have provided that, I would think, right? So, but please know, just having a child, by the way, together is not it's not necessary, actually, okay? There's some people that should not be parents, so don't feel forced to have a kid just to get approved for your USCIS case. Some people actually ask that, okay? I wish that it didn't come to that kind of situation, but please know you do not need to have a child to prove that this is a legitimate marriage. If that was the case, that's a problem, because I've heard, of course, there's a lot of people that have difficulty having a child these days, which, by the way, makes you wonder what's in our systems, in the food supply. Okay, so why do I have this here though? If you're new here, please put the number 1 in the chat box. Welcome in. My name is John Ting. I'm managing attorney of Green Card Guys. I'm going to try to be here live with you for about 30 minutes. Okay. It's 11:57 Central Time. So just trying to give you an idea, especially if you want to join live and ask me a question. And when you join live, you don't have to show your face. It's okay. You can go off camera. No problem. All right. So RFE, you have 84 days to reply to that request. If you want to get approved, then your reply is mandatory. I know it says request for evidence. Really, what it should be is demand for evidence. Really, maybe that would help some people to understand. And I share this because a lot of y'all don't have an attorney. Okay, and that's okay. That's okay. But of course, if you want the most peace of mind, you really should hire an attorney, and that's even before this whole more of the stories of the ICE enforcement. You still should have hired an attorney before all this Trump and Stephen Miller significantly increasing ICE enforcement in the interior of the United States. Okay, and one of the reasons is that quite simply, there's a lot of different reasons. Quite simply, people forget that they're supposed to reply. And it's mostly because they have you guys have a job, right? Some of you have a job, some of you just chilling on the couch. But then some of you are just not organized. You don't have your shit together. It's just the honest truth. Even some of our clients that we represent were like, "Come on now, we gotta get this the ABC document, 1, 2, 3," and we just really we have a follow up, okay? And it's funny because I remember one client telling me last year, or only first week of January, last year that she was like, John, I really appreciate y'all's services, but hopefully we don't have to talk after we get the approval. And I'm like, you're right, unless you want to become a citizen. So, so she really appreciated our service to keep them updated, to get them on the ball, to give us what we need. Okay. Hey, Steph, thanks for the follow. Can you use our services if you're in Kentucky for K1? Absolutely. We're happy to help. Whether you live in Kentucky, you live in Alaska or Greenland, we're happy to help. Okay. No worries. We do, our virtual meetings are usually by Google Meeting. Um, okay. By Google Meeting. So it's kind of like this, but it's more like a one on one. So happy to help. And if you are interested in our services, which I don't go live to pitch this stuff. I'm pitching the scenarios that you need to be aware of. But if you want our services, okay, the best way to schedule a meeting, we do offer pre-qualified meeting, and we make it very easy. You can self-schedule. Just go to this URL or click the link in the bio. We make it really easy. You can self-schedule. Now, of course, your meeting could be canceled if a person is rude. Just life short, sometimes my team members from every quarter we have retreat, and we just can't help everyone. We really wish we could. Uh, but yeah, just keep that in mind. Be nice and we'll be nice back. How about that? So notice I'm attending night is a second scenario. Please keep commenting your questions. Notice I'm to deny is you have 30 days to reply. And look, let's say you already have a lawyer. But I hate to say, some lawyers are not good at organization. Um, I've always thought about logistics when I was in college, just the shipment of containers and things like that. Um, so running a business is the same thing. It's no different. Making sure a case gets from step to step, making sure verifying that there's no gaps. What could be the pitfall? What could be the fallback? Also, like internal team communication, external communication from our team to the client. So I think about all that. Most law firms don't got their shit together. What we have is something called SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, basically a workflow. So every team member knows step by step what to do. So in the event that we receive a NOID for a client, which we practically never do because we get our shit together in step number one, what's it called? We call you, we email you. If you don't answer the phone, which is understandable, you could be at work, busy with a kiddo, going to the park, you might not answer the phone. So we leave a voicemail. And then if 3 days pass and still nothing from you, from a client, then we're just going to schedule a meeting without, of course you would know about it. You get the email, but that's up to you to check your email. Some of y'all don't check your emails. You should do that. That's the best way for an attorney to communicate with you guys. So, all right, if you want to join live, you're welcome to do that. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, the best way to join live is to email in live show in the subject line, and you will receive the auto reply. Yeah, thank you, Steph, for understanding. Some people are rude. I mean, we had to fire a client because they just cursed our team. It was like, we didn't do anything to you. And I get it. Some people have a bad day, you know. But yeah, it was like kind of like a couple strikes, you know. So we try to be patient with people, but yeah, we have too many clients. We're very fortunate, but too many clients to afford to have our mental health be affected, you know. So, anyways, let's see. I do see some people want to join live. Look, Chris on. Hi, Tina. What's up, Chris? I think you're about to join, maybe. Humera, you had another RFE? Okay, Chris is about to join. Can y'all see these okay? I was trying to raise this board higher, but if you're new here, put number one in the chat box. If you're new, welcome in. If you think your case is delayed, by the way, you have a gut feeling your case is delayed, put the letter D in the comments. D for delayed. Let me know your receipt date, the month and year, and which application you filed. Okay. Even if you are too shy, you don't want to do that here in the live show, you're welcome to call in to my team. We don't charge for phone calls. Okay. We're not like a civil law firm where they charge by the hour. Okay. So don't feel free to call in and ask because my team has a chart. Okay, I clicked on Chris's name, but it looks like it timed out. Okay, so whoever wants to join live, welcome to do that. And in between, I'll answer some questions in the chat. Oh, Steph, I see your first question above here. Are they still processing K1 visa for Nigeria with the current ban? So the trial ban is ridiculous. It's number one been expanded to 39 countries, which includes Nigeria. It includes many of y'all are from one of those countries. And here's the thing: some of my colleagues have already filed a lawsuit. We plan on filing a lawsuit as well. But to file that lawsuit to get your case moving forward, you have to file a case. So even though there's a ban, I don't anticipate that the Trump administration is suddenly just going to vacate the ban 6 months from now or from a year now. Okay. Their agenda is quite simple. They just don't want people in the United States. They don't, they want certain types of people only in the United States. Okay. So we're going to fight legally the best of our ability, along with any colleagues if necessary, co-counsel if necessary, to get that legal status. Okay. But again, to do that, you need to file the case, the application to get it going. Tina's question: what could be the reason that I couldn't help someone? Okay, maybe you heard that part that I mentioned when someone was really rude. We usually give like the first time pass, but that's the thing. You know, I've read books about customer service. You know, like what is it? There was this book. If you have to manage team members, by the way, honestly, your own family. Kim Scott, the author Kim Scott, Radical Candor. Radical Candor is a really good book. She's also on the masterclass.com, you know, that video podcast basically. So, really good book. Just having those candid conversations with people. That's what I try to do in a live show too. No sugarcoating here, guys. All right. Welcome in. NIM 258 on YouTube, about 221G. embassy at Mumbai for 4 months. So when it's minimum 6 months, welcome to chat with us, and we'll consider filing a lawsuit at minimum 6 months after the interview date for 221G. And if anyone's wondering what is 221G, that's for people who are abroad waiting outside the United States, and they already had an interview. And you might think like, hey, you already upload everything, all the documents, you provided it in person the day before your interview, and then they send you this notice, or everything seems fine at the interview too, and you're like, man, that was such a quick interview. That was like 5-10 minutes. Like you were expecting more questions. And then you go home and you see in your email, case status says 221G or administrative processing, and you're wondering what the hell is that? And you Google search and you find out. You learn from me, that's a black swamp. It's ridiculous. It's basically like this. Like you look at the computer system, they just to like backwards, basically. It's almost like it's backwards, actually. Um, because you already gave them documents, and they might, in a 221G, they might ask for more documents, or they might just not ask anything. So you're thinking like, why would it be in this um, black swamp if they don't need any documents? Well, this is the way the government messes with people. Okay, so unfortunately, we can't file suit like right now, right after interview, but after certain time periods. Again, y'all can call in if you file the case or you're at a certain step and you're wondering, number one, if it's normal, and then number two, if we can file a mandamus lawsuit yet. Okay, if it's the right time for you. Because what we're trying to do is prevent the U.S. Attorney's Office from filing a motion to dismiss, which usually, majority of the time, we can avoid. We have avoided that. All right, LC, welcome in. Thanks for the share. Let's get Chris back on. Let's see if this works again, or this time. Hey, Chris, welcome.
Hey, John, how are you doing today?
Good. Thanks. You doing okay?
How you doing?
Good. Thank you. Doing okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good.
I want to ask a question. Yeah, I'm all right. A quick question.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother got married to a U.S. citizen, but a U.S. citizen from the country, but my brother is from one of the country that they have banned.
Uh-huh.
They already filed adjustment of status in December,
Mhm.
so I don't know what's going to happen. What do you think of that?
um,
The one that filed for my brother, she's from another country, but my brother is from one of the banned country where we came from. So
what do you mean she's from another
is that going to
country?
affect him?
But she's a U.S. citizen still?
Like where she's from, yeah. But
Oh, okay.
where she's from African country, but the African country is not banned.
Oh,
Where she
okay.
is from.
Well, as long as she's a U.S. citizen, the
Yeah.
sponsor, that's fine.
Wow.
But for her spouse, I think you said brother, your brother. Yeah, if the country is from one of the banned
Yeah.
countries, then I'm glad they filed the case already. But yeah, there is a pause. January 1st, 2026. I recorded a video about this, but yeah, there's a pause on all the cases with USCIS. Initially, it was just people traveling in, but it's also pause on USCIS cases. So he just filed it right in December last year, so just a month ago, right? So um, if
Yeah.
this case takes another 15 months, then you definitely need to file a mandamus lawsuit, okay, or just a lawsuit in general. And there's already I mentioned a second ago that some of my colleagues already filed a lawsuit for some of their clients. So essentially, but to be able to be part of any lawsuit in this scenario is that you have to have a case on file, okay, which your brother has. So that's good.
All right. Thank you so much, John.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right. Ultimately, I hope all of you have a smooth journey to get legal status. It's a lot easier to say before 2025, before President Trump administration, before Stephen Miller. Okay. Trump and Stephen Miller couldn't accomplish as much as they wanted to the first term. and somehow by magical miracle for them, Trump and Stephen Miller are back at the White House. I don't know. Y'all gotta look it up yourselves. I'm not gonna spin up any conspiracies. It's already out there. Y'all gotta check that, but because it's wild. Um, so so the reality is now that there was already a lot of immigration funds. It's just exponential now. Okay, so I know on social media there are some comments out there like a lawyer's no good. Well, come on, guys. Some of you know. Some of you on the channels here know there are good attorneys out there. They're really good attorneys. I'm not even going to talk about myself and our team. I know my team does a good job. Okay, but yes, I agree. There are some shitty law firms and attorneys. So you all got it. If you again, it'd be our pleasure to help you, but you need to read the Google reviews. Okay, no matter who you're hiring, it could be for a plumber. I remember having to hire a plumber last year. You don't know how many Google reviews I had to read because I always want to make sure, can they fix this problem? All right, so hi, Touch, not the anointed. I'm doing good. How are you? Asha Pasha, I see you think your case is delayed. What did you file? 485? And when was that filed? All right, let me scroll up here. By the way, again, if you're new here, you're welcome to join. Anyone can join live, but if you're new here, you probably didn't know that. And the join live on TikTok is the little people icon down below. All right, let's get Leia Michelle. Or sorry if I mispronounced any of your names. Oh, that was weird. I went offline already. Okay, so let's see here. Maybe that person did not mean to join live. Asha Pasha said, the case is still processing for almost 4 years. It's an I-130. Gotcha. I was looking at your earlier comment now. I-130 U.S. citizen filing for a child. What? 4 years? For immediate relative classification? Am I seeing this wrong? What the hell? That is not right. Okay. So, in your situation, Asha Pasha, you need to schedule a meeting with our team if you want to take action. And that next step, the solution is a mandamus lawsuit. It should not take that long. Okay. And by the way, did you file I-130 with the 485 or only I-130 and your child's abroad? Oh, it's okay, Michelle. I'll get you back on. Oh, okay. I see. Asha Pasha. Okay, I see it now. U.S. citizen filing for adult child. Okay. It still shouldn't take that long, but that's family preference category. Okay, which means you have to depend on the visa bulletin. You have to check that out. But especially if the priority date is reaching near what it shows on visa bulletin, let's say this month's bulletin, then you definitely need to file a mandamus lawsuit because if the petition is still pending, you don't want to lose the visa number essentially. Okay, let's get Michelle back on.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, welcome in.
All right. I just wanted to ask a question.
Sure.
All right. So I got a notice to appear for my asylum case and I already have a pending VAWA. I didn't close my asylum when I did file my VAWA. So I tried to renew my work permit for my asylum before I did file my VAWA. So it was just pending for a long time.
Yeah.
So now I got the NTA. So he's saying that because I overstayed my visa, and that those are the charges, overstaying my visa, and I'm not a citizen of the United States because I'm a citizen of Nigeria. So I'm just confused. What do I do? I'm really scared. I don't know what to do.
Thank you for asking. Let me, attorneys usually have to ask some questions to verify the situation.
Okay, sure.
And for me to answer the question, when you filed for asylum, was that before? You never had court before, right? Sounds like.
No, I
Okay.
never appeared. I filed in 2017. That's like 9 years ago. I've never appeared in
9
court.
years
There's no
ago?
interview, nothing.
Okay.
So I just got this NTA now, and I'm just worried. Like, what do I do? Do I?
Yeah.
It's a little bit tensed up on the NTA.
Right. So the NTA sometimes has a court date on it, but it's not usually the accurate court date. Did you find out when the court date is for you?
Yes, it says it's February. That's next month, the 18th.
Okay. So we can double check that for you. You can call in, but here's what you need to know for now. Okay. What we do is, of course, we prepare any application that we could file. You already have asylum application, so our meeting we would prefer to review your application asylum to see if in the future that we could update it. Right, like after you would hire an attorney, we need to maybe update it, make sure it's accurate. But that first court date is not a final trial. Fortunately, it's more like a kind of like requesting an update, okay, from the judge asking us like essentially what you're eligible for. They want to know because their file might not have information about your asylum application, unfortunately. So we would have to provide them a copy of it. And
Okay.
where's your court supposed to be located?
It's in Texas. It's in Jefferson Street in Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay. We're actually our primary office is in Houston anyway, so that works out.
Yeah.
Did you have an
But the thing is,
attorney?
it says it's removal proceedings. That's what it says. It says
Yep.
removal proceedings from the NTA. And I
Yeah,
already
that's
have a VAWA, a pending VAWA.
So that's good. You have a couple options available to you, and you have pending file. When did you file that application? Month and year?
The VAWA was filed last year, and I already have my approval for I have my work permit for the VAWA for 5 years. I have all the other approvals. I was just waiting for like I just would have started to get like my green card.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay. So yeah, normally the thing is normally they wouldn't send you an NTA for someone who already has asylum file VAWA filed to USCIS. Personally, their way of um, like I gotcha moment in a sense to see if people don't hire attorneys because of course if you don't do this every day like what I do, then you wouldn't know what to say, and if you don't know what to say, they're going to order people removed. Is long gone are the days where immigration judge would kind of like assist people a little bit if they didn't have an attorney. They're not. I'm pretty sure they're not going to do that anymore. Some judges have already been fired, like the ones with experience, and they're getting the JAG military attorneys to be judges. So that's why it's, and of course, going from a military lawyer position to a judge, they don't know anything about immigration. So yeah, schedule a meeting with us when you're ready. And
Okay.
but yeah, you have a copy of all those filed applications.
I do.
Okay, very good, very good. We'll
All right, thank you so much.
all right. Take care. So yeah, I remember observing court when I was there for another client, and yeah, some judges, it's not like they're not your lawyer. They can't walk you through the whole thing, but some would say like, okay, well, do you have, for example, if this is your first time in court, it's like, okay, do you have, assuming they didn't file anything yet, do you have a fear of your country? Like they'll walk through those kind of questions um, to see if you're what we call prima facie, like on the surface eligible, or like, okay, when did you enter America? And it'll go through the cancellation and removal requirements, just like the first one, really. At least how long you've been here. And well, actually, second question is, how do you have a qualifying relative, right? And then, okay, sir, ma'am, go ahead and grab that application on your table, on your top left corner or something, So they used to do that. I anticipate these military judges or the military lawyers, they likely will skip that part. Hey, I can't walk you through that here, but I'm going to try my best, okay? But I'm not able to share so much information that you'll know exactly what to say, right? You'll have an idea of the basics. Alrighty. Thank you so much for the questions. Um, Oscar, are you the Oscar's question is about biometrics? Are you're asking if they're now being done before USCIS approves K1 visa cases? Uh, we've been getting if you're the petitioner, we have been getting our clients have been getting the biometrics notice for the sponsor, okay, for the petitioner. So that is the new normal. All right, if you're new here, if you're peeking in, it's all good. Just tap right in. It doesn't cost anything to join. I don't have a fan club that charges money. I think that's kind of weird. Um, I'm here to share information so you could have the knowledge, okay? Because knowledge and information is power, okay? There's so many immigration problems, even before the Trump administration got involved, 2.0, but it has been exponential. So I'm here to share some ways you can try to avoid it or just essentially be cognizant, okay? Just be aware of it. All right, someone named Xterra or Excedra, your was fired while master hearing is approaching. What should you do? Well, ultimately, unfortunately, it doesn't matter about the judge. I mean, of course, it's kind of strange, but it's like you actually prefer your judge not to be fired because they have experience. Some judges we actually do prefer to be fired because they're rude, but ultimately, at this point, we just need some people with experience. So they don't do the wrong thing. So next question is really for you. What's your name? Etc. If this is your first master, because that's what we ask. If you meet with us, we'll ask you, your court date coming up, is that your first one? Because there's certain things that are supposed to be done when your lawyer's there for the first time. Okay. And what we call is interpleadings. Essentially looking at the notice to appear document, if the information is there, that what we call allegations on that, like you're a national of Nigeria. Is that true? That part usually is true, 99% of the time. And the next line is usually you entered on or about X date. And they literally sometimes have a blank or X on the date section. And then at this specific place, like city or whatever, those are blank. They don't know, right? So if they don't know that, we provide them that information. Now, if your name is completely different, for example, then what's on that notice appear, but you know it's intended for you. I've gotten clients off. You know, it's kind of like a traffic ticket. You know, lawyers have gotten people off traffic tickets. They don't have to pay it because like the information is incorrect. I've been able to do that for immigration. Can I promise that for you now these days? I can't promise that. Okay, but that's what we do. We look at the notice to appear document very carefully. This is an example what I said as a Your Honor. This is not the same person. There's no, first of all, well, actually, I remember one case, there was not even a notice to appear. It was like, how did my client even get detained? That's fucked up. That's kind of like what's going on right now. Some people are wrongfully arrested, including US citizens, and they have to go through immigration court. What kind of nonsense is that? And that's the thing. US citizens who are being arrested, as far as I know, I haven't heard that they've been getting court hearings, right? Because they're not immigrants, but they're being detained. So you need a lawyer. Because how are you going to get out unless you have a lawyer? Okay. Because lawyers, our job is to keep the government accountable, get you out. All right. So, hey, Clavicular, welcome back. Okay, Excedra will contact us if you need some help. Okay. And if anyone's wondering, we're based out of Houston, Texas. We do have team members all across the United States. Okay. And if you're like, well, you California, or Alaska, Greenland, we can help you out. Okay, we have virtual meetings. We have virtual meetings. So we can coordinate very easily. Okay, I'm just multitasking here. So let's see here. Look at your questions. Rapid Pro, I saw your question earlier. How do I handle situations when I found out another attorney committed fraud or misconduct? Um, I mean, I office with, I handle very, very limited civil cases on purpose. I usually handle them when people ask me to, like other attorneys, um, because we give a shit. We don't want people being taken advantage of. So I share an office with a couple of attorneys, and they've actually sued other immigration attorneys. So of course they asked me for advice and to understand immigration terminology, pathways, and for example, and so they sued them. They had um, one attorney had like a attorney from another country, so AKA like a notary. It turns out they filed the goddamn wrong application. They filed for asylum when that person was very clearly eligible for adjustment of status through a spouse. Like, y'all know this. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, you file for adjustment of status. Y'all know this because you watch my live show. I'm sure you watch other attorneys' live show or videos. But somehow this non-U.S. licensed attorney or AK or like a notary filed the wrong application. Yeah, they got sued and they lost. My colleagues won. Okay, so and then if needed, um, provide some kind of pointers about filing a bar complaint. All right, let's see here. I'm sorry, I know there's a couple people want to join live. Let's get Preston on. Then after Preston is on deck, Kasim, and then after that is THESSS. Okay. For those that are on Facebook and YouTube, I apologize. It does look like it's a bit delayed on there. Okay, well, that didn't work. I clicked on Preston's name and didn't work. So let's get in Kasim Vibes. Touch and not annoyed is waiting 7 months after RV normal. Can be. Hey, what's going on, Kasim?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I have a F1 visa,
Mhm.
and I'm planning to travel to the United States for my studies.
Okay.
But I'm from a banned country, so I don't know if I'm eligible to get in.
Mm. Is your banned country on the partial list to the exception?
My country is on a fully banned list,
Oh
and
man.
but I got my visa delivered before January. I got it on November.
November? Okay. I have to look at the details on the timing of it. Because I don't know if they were specific about that. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to find it right now. I'm just scrolling through something. Yeah, you're concerned to see if because it was already issued to you before, if that would work.
Yeah, because I even saw like the presidential proclamation,
Mhm.
and it says that every person who got their visa uh, before January 1st are eligible to come to the US. And I even asked my school about it. They told me that I'm still eligible since my visa was delivered before January 1st, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I mean, if that's what they said, then and you got it before January 1st, then you could try. I mean, if that's what multiple people already told you. But I appreciate you asking me. It would just take me a while to look at this whole multiple documents here. This is the first time someone asked me that kind of question, so I appreciate that. Alrighty. Thanks, boss.
Yeah.
All right. And here's the deal, guys. I wish I knew all the answers, and I'm always happy to find answers, but I have limited time. So if you do have a very detailed question like that, and I'm not able to answer you live, I do recommend you schedule a meeting, okay? But I know some of y'all ask questions because you want extra peace of mind. It's all good. I understand. That's what this live show is for. But I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you. I don't know the answer. Okay. Let's see. To the person touched, not the annoyed asked, is waiting 7 months after RFE on a VAWA case normal? There's no black and white timing of how much time after you send in the response will they update you. And just in general, I mean, first of all, it shouldn't take 7 months. I agree with that part. But in general, like a VAWA case takes about 36 months from the receipt date. So for example, if you're under 36 months in general, then you just still have to play the waiting game. But if it's past 36 months in total, then yes, it's time to file a mandamus lawsuit. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Sometimes there's a couple of different scenarios to look at. So I appreciate your question. Now let's get the next guest up. THESS29. Hello. Hi, can you hear me okay? Looks like one of our signals is good. I think you're trying to say something, but I cannot hear you. Can anyone else hear her? I'm assuming no. In the meantime, if you're just peeking in, welcome in. My name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States to help you secure legal status to live and work in America legally. We're on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. All right, so go ahead and click the plus sign, subscribe on your respective platform, okay? In the meantime, back to the lesson plan. There are 6 scenarios. If you're just new here, there are 6 scenarios where you definitely need to contact immigration attorney, okay? We talked about RFE, NOID, talked about delayed cases where we file mandamus lawsuit. The 4th scenario is if you receive an interview notice, and let's say you do, okay, and you come up, you email them, say, hey, but are you gonna prepare for the interview and represent me in there? And some people have told me on live show that they did ask their attorney, and they said, for us, we offer 3 different service levels. Okay, the max service level, we represent you. On the pro and max, we prepare you for the interview. Okay, so it depends on what you pick, but most law firms don't do it. Okay, so which for us is all about transparency. So we contact your own attorney, and they tell you no. You gotta contact us. Okay, you should not wait. So that we do, yes. So yes, we represent people who we don't know anything about the case, but of course, obviously, we learn up about it very quickly. Prepare them for the interview, because look, the 2 biggest steps of a case is the beginning, prep, to file the case properly with appropriate evidence, related evidence. They don't want information about your cats and dogs. Okay, guys, we've actually had someone tell us about that. That's a story for a different day. Then the next phase, that's the biggest, most important, is the end. Okay, to prepare you for the interview, for the last step. So yes, I do encourage people to have attorneys even before it was President Trump. We have a guide for our clients that has 130 plus questions. Yes, this is through experience. They've asked some ridiculous questions. So you got to be ready. They're not going to ask you all 130 questions, but these are just from several colleagues, not just mine, not just from my interviews, but okay, you just got to be ready for the worst case scenario. Not annoyed you filed January 13th, 2022. Okay, so it's about almost 4 years. It's definitely time to file mandates lawsuit. So by the way, if you're interested in that, we do have a guide on our link here. You click the link in the bio or type this in, askjohnting.com. You'll see that. You just scroll down. There's a box that says mandamus or case delays. You can download that, or it should go straight to your email. So you just have more information you can learn about it, okay? Let's see here. Thanks for the follows. Really appreciate it. Let's get the next person on. Let's get Ocean and then on deck is Fawaz.
Hello.
Hello, Ocean. What's going on?
How you doing?
Good, thank you. You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I just had some few questions.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Is there a lawsuit regarding the DV lottery pause, ongoing lawsuit?
I would think so, but I don't know right now. It would take me some time to find.
What do you say should be the way forward?
Well, what's your situation? Did you win the lottery?
I won the lottery.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you did. Was an interview?
Was approved, but because of the fault, was it on 18th of December?
Okay. What does it say online? Does it say visa issued or anything like that?
It says
Refused? Okay. So, okay, let's see. Can you email us? And I'll try to find out. Because I would think about someone sued about diversity visa. We don't handle those, so that's usually not on our radar. And but yeah, if you email us, and we could try to see if there's some information. Okay.
okay.
All right. I wish you all the best. Good luck.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Man, so close, but the goddamn government wants to mess with people. It's messed up. Okay. You might be Republican, you might be purple, you might be blue, Democrat, okay? Look, the thing is, I don't know about you, but I just want a peaceful life. I want to practice immigration law, but it shouldn't even have to be this difficult, right, guys? Like, you shouldn't always have to hire a lawyer for everything like this. Ridiculous. But if you know at this point, though, if you know you need immigration, if you know you need legal status to do what you need to do for your future, for the most peace of mind, you need to contact the immigration attorney. Okay, so because just like, and of course, it's not just any immigration attorney. Clearly, because someone here in the chat mentioned about someone else committing fraud. So yeah, I mean, I've recorded a video about someone in New York committing fraud, and I feel comfortable doing that, recording about it, because they were already convicted. Like, it's already in the news, convicted. So from the Department of Justice, it was that bad. So please be careful. If an attorney tells you something, or even a notary tells you something, you're like, oh really? That's possible? Excuse me. Sorry, coughed in the mic. You really need to ask, like, how is that possible? I remember, like, someone we told, no, it's not possible. You're not eligible. They talked to another attorney, and the person came back to us, talked to us, and said that, oh, like, I had a great conversation with someone. They told me it was possible to get legal status. I said, okay, sir, that's wonderful to hear. I'm glad to hear that. But how? How can you get legal status? Did they walk you through those steps or thoroughly explain? And he was like, no, but we talked for an hour and it was such a wonderful conversation. I said, God damn, bro, you just wasted a fucking hour. They didn't tell you how and you didn't ask, but you think they're going to get you the legal status? Come on, guys. If you've been following me on YouTube or even here on TikTok, Facebook, you know I love to share information. You tell me, I know you've been watching other attorneys. That's okay. Does any other attorney share information like this? I used to show them at TV. We would share the processing times. Does any other attorney share that? No, they don't. Okay, we take the next step. Okay, it's not just about answering questions; it's about sharing information to have y'all aware of scenarios. Okay, so let me see who else next. Fawaz. I see you're calling here in Nigeria, or you're from Nigeria, in the military. You had an interview. Okay. So what's up, unfortunately? Well, I clicked on your name, but okay, there we go. What's up,
Hello, can you
Fawaz?
hear me?
Welcome in.
I currently have a N400 case that I'm filing right now with the military. I'm currently in the military, but I've done the interview, but I wasn't given like a decision, and I was told like my case has been expedited, but it's been over like 4 months. Like I did it because I did it last year, August 2025, and I haven't received. I keep calling USCIS, and I haven't received any feedback. It just keeps saying it's processing, it's processing, it's processing. But I
Right.
don't know, and I'm
Right.
from Nigeria,
Yeah.
and I filed way before the ban happened, and all that stuff. So I don't know how this is going to affect me, and I'm sure that like by USS, like by regulation, they said it takes 120 days
Mhm.
after the interview for them to give you like a decision. And it's well over 120 days. I don't know what to do. Should I involve the legal system, or I should just I
Mhm.
don't know what to do.
Thank you for asking. Yes, you do have to. You do have to file a mandamus lawsuit. That's part of what we do. We're happy to help you. Unfortunately, it's come this time. Yes, unfortunately, Nigeria is on the list of the banned countries, the expanded list. So even though you had the interview before that, before the policy change for January 1st, 2026, we still have to be prepared in the lawsuit to talk about how the ban is unlawful in the first place. And then, of course, to mention that it was your interview was before that anyway. So that you should have been approved. Okay, where are you located? Which major city?
I am currently in Germany because I am in the military, like I said. So I have orders to be working in Germany full time right now. So I'm not in the United States.
Do you
But
have
I have
a
like a green card that has like a 10. I already told the USCIS that like my duty station is going to be in Germany. Like I was given orders to go to Germany and stuff like that. But I'm just like, concerned about like my green card status because most of the people I did basic training with, they already got their passport. They already got a decision. So I'm kind of like the only one left, and it's been like over 4 months now.
Yeah. What base do you have? Like, where's your residence in America?
It's my residence is New York, but my base that I am in Germany is Clay Castle.
I'm sorry, where in the United States?
New York. I reside in New York.
New York. Okay. So we have to think of like which district court, which federal district court. That's why. Okay. So yeah, we can help you out in New York to file a lawsuit if needed. Okay. It's already been 4 months, right? Since the interview.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Oh, it's okay. Maybe it cut out. It's been at least 4 months since the interview. Then yeah, go ahead and schedule. I know the time zone difference is
Yes,
probably
yes.
pretty significant, but go ahead and schedule how do I do this? You can schedule this one right here. Pre-qualify. If you schedule now, I think it's available for 30 more minutes.
Okay.
You could do that through this website, askjohnting.com. That meeting is with the first $5
Okay.
is it's usually 97, but when they're through the social media live show, it's only available a certain amount of time during the
Okay.
live. So reduce that 5. Okay, $5.
Okay. All right. I got it. I'll do that. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
Fawaz. Thank you for your service. Take care. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Picky Prior, thanks for the update. I thought so. I thought it wasn't just me. Sorry about that, guys. Need to figure out internet here. Do I know anything about petitioning? Yeah, I know a couple things. Simply Shell. How do you ask a question? I mean, if you want to join live, it's a little person icon here, Simply Michelle. But if you just want to talk to my team in, a private conversation, then you could call in. But by the way, if you call in and we just don't answer the phone because we're busy, we get a lot of phone calls, which we appreciate. You can just go ahead and self-schedule. I mean, you can go type it in or click the link in the bio. Alrighty. Okay, guys, I gotta get ready for the next meeting. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time today. And I'll try to go live tonight. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If not tonight, then tomorrow. Tomorrow, my goal is 11:30 a.m. Central Time. All right, y'all have a wonderful day. Designer, right here. Doesn't matter. That's with my team members, not me. All right, y'all have a good one. Take care. Peace.